Here's a question for you. One last thing to think about before you fall asleep tonight. If our entire civilization, everything we know, everything we've built, just vanished today, what single thing would survive to tell people 1,000 years from now that we were ever here? It's a huge question, right? When you think about ancient civilizations, we find things like the pyramids in Egypt, the Great Wall of China, or clay tablets from Mesopotamia. These things were built to last, made of stone and earth. They've survived thousands of years of wind, rain, and human history. But what about us? What are we building that has that kind of staying power? My first thought goes to our biggest, most obvious structures. Things like the Burj Khalifa in Dubai or the massive network of highways that crisscross continents. They're impressive feats of engineering, but would they last 1,000 years without maintenance? Concrete crumbles, steel rusts. After a few centuries, nature would reclaim them. Earthquakes, floods, and just the relentless growth of plants would probably turn our proudest skyscrapers and bridges into little more than strange-looking hills and overgrown ruins. So maybe it's not our giant structures. What about the digital world? We live our lives online. We have petabytes upon petabytes of data, our knowledge, our art, our music, our conversations. The entire collection of human thought is stored on servers around the globe. But here's the catch. All of it depends on electricity. If our civilization disappears, the power goes out. The servers shut down. Hard drives and SSDs degrade over time. Magnetic data can fade. In 100 years, let alone 1,000, all that information could be completely gone, unreadable. Our digital legacy is incredibly powerful, but also incredibly fragile. It's like a giant library written in invisible ink that disappears when the lights go out. So if it's not our buildings and it's not our data, what's left? Let's think smaller. What about all the stuff we produce? We make billions of tons of plastic every year. Plastic is famous for not breaking down. A plastic bottle can take 450 years to decompose. Some plastics could last much longer. So, 1,000 years from now, future archaeologists might not find our magnificent cities, but they'd find a distinct layer in the Earth's geology filled with our plastic waste. They'd find our water bottles, our shopping bags, our old toys. It's a pretty humbling thought, isn't it, that our most enduring legacy might be our garbage, the Pleistocene epoch. Each one carries a golden record. It's a gold-plated copper disc containing sounds and images selected to portray the diversity of life and culture on Earth. So 1,000 years is nothing. They would hear our music, see our faces, and learn about our world. They would know that we existed, that we were curious, that we reached for the stars. And there's one more thing, something that's not man-made, but that we are changing on a planetary scale. Our atmosphere, the carbon dioxide we've pumped into the air, will have effects that last for millennia. Future scientists could analyze ice cores from Antarctica and see a sudden, dramatic spike in CO2 right around our time. It would be an unmistakable chemical signature of an industrial civilization. Just like the plastic layer, it tells a story. A story of a species that suddenly learned how to burn fossil fuels and, in doing so, changed the climate of its entire world. So we have a few contenders for our one single legacy. The ruins of our cities, a layer of plastic waste, a chemical scar in the atmosphere, or a golden record drifting through the cosmos. One is a story of ambition, one is a story of waste, one is a story of unintended consequences, and one is a story of hope and curiosity. If you had to choose, which one do you think truly represents us? The stuff we built to impress ourselves, the garbage we left behind, the changes we forced upon our planet, or the message we sent out into the unknown? It's a deep question because it's not just about what will last, it's about what we value. What do we want our story to be? Personally, I find myself rooting for the Voyager records. It is the one thing on the list that was created with the express purpose of communicating who we are at our best. It wasn't built for profit or convenience. It was an act of pure exploration and a gesture of reaching out. It says we were dreamers. But maybe the honest answer is a combination of all of them. A future civilization might find the ruins of a coastal city submerged due to rising sea levels that we caused. And while excavating those ruins, they might find perfectly preserved plastic objects. And maybe, just maybe, one day their astronomers will detect a tiny ancient probe from a long-dead star system, still carrying its silent golden message. Together, these things would paint a complex picture of us, a brilliant, creative, and deeply flawed species that shone brightly for a brief moment in cosmic time. So, as you go to sleep, think about that. What are you leaving behind? It doesn't have to be a pyramid or a golden record. Maybe it's an idea you share, a kindness you show, or a lesson you teach. Those things can ripple through generations in their own way. In the end, maybe our most enduring legacy isn't made of stone or plastic, but of the impact we have on each other. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more things to ponder.